Hello, everybody. I hope you all are having a glorious day today. I hope you are in your right state of mind. I hope everything is going well. So, what today's topic will be about is Blood Magic Part 2. So, we will be discussing Blood Magic Part 2. So, in the previous video, I sort of mentioned or touched on, dealing with your blood and dealing with relatives and ancestors, how to connect to them, how to sort of recreate that bond. So in this video, we will sort of talk about some of the negative aspects of using blood magic or using blood during the ritual. Especially again, if like I said before, if you have not learned your ancestry, you don't know your lineage, this is something that I definitely recommend that you do first. Before you do anything, before you start trying to bippity boppity boop some bitches, before you start trying to conjure up spirits and stuff, number one, a lot of these spirits don't just do work for free. So anybody that is saying that they've been doing work with spirits and this, that, and the third, number one, they don't do it for free. Number two, if you cannot pay what is owed or you cannot balance out the debt, it's not going to work. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. So what we are going to talk about is the do's and don'ts of dealing with blood magic. For a lot of my ladies, a big thing was using your menstrual blood. Now, the reason that using your menstrual blood on your cycle for a ritual, it can be a good thing. Now, there are several good benefits, especially when you are a healed person, when you are a healed feminine energy, even a healed masculine. But we're talking about menstrual blood right now, so a healed woman. When you have been practicing, your chakra alignment, when you have let go a lot of toxic things, you've changed your eating habits, then your blood would be primed for use. When you know that you have been taking care of yourself, when you know that you have been dispelling negative energies and entities, you are not putting yourself in situations and places to take on more than what you can process and put out. So when a lot of you are dealing with blood magic, for my ladies, one thing that I must have you remember is when you're on your menstrual cycle or when you are in a period of purification, that is what your cycle is, okay? Your cycle helps you cleanse and purify the blood. So if you are using your blood for that manifestation, make sure that when you are collecting it, you are coming from a pure state of mind. You are coming from a pure intent. You do not want to use blood from when you've been fighting and fussing and arguing with your baby daddy, and now this is going on and that is going on. These are not healthy aspects or healthy blood. This is not good blood to use during manifestation. If you are trying to protect yourself or protect your family while using your menstrual blood, but you are not cleaning yourself, you are not cleansed while using your menstrual blood, these aspects can work against you. If you do not know your lineage, if you do not know what all resides within your body, and you're trying to do all of this spiritual work, ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. So when you are in this spiritual bounds of learning blood magic, number one, again, always know yourself, learn yourself for yourself. Know what ancestors reside in your DNA. You'll be sitting here trying to do work on somebody else, not realizing that, hey, they got the same spirit cord that you got. Hey, they got the same spirits that you have. So be careful, especially when you are dealing with blood magic. Another thing dealing with blood magic, especially with the menstrual, my ladies, that is your portal of life and death. Okay? You guys give life just as much as you can take it. When you are utilizing your menstrual blood, You are literally not only utilizing your ancestors, you are utilizing your spirit guides, your spirit courts, and everything else. Also, those children that have come through that portal. Children that have come through that portal will also become susceptible to this if you are doing blood magic. So, when you are doing these type of rituals and manifestations against other people, or you are not doing them for the positive or the correct reason, all of these different aspects do end up manifesting against you. So, this is why blood magic, or using your menstrual blood, it can be a good thing, but if you are not in the right mindset, if you are not in the right mentality, if you do not have the right intent, if you are not in the right state of mind, then no, this is not for you. Blood magic is not for you to use. Blood magic is not a tool for you to utilize against other people. It is not a tool of manipulation or negative manifestation, because it will go bad. It will go very bad. And not only that, if you are not doing the appropriate work with your ancestors and you are asking for these type of favors or these kinds of favors, they do take that personal, because you have not made peace with your own spirits, but you are asking spirits to do things for you. So, in this aspect, blood magic is not really a good thing to do unless you are, again, a healed person in a healed aspect. What is a healed person in a healed aspect? Meaning you have thought about your actions. You have thought about the consequences of your actions. You have thought about the ups, the downs, the lefts and rights. You've literally gone to your spirit court. You've asked your ancestors, is this something that is necessary or is this accessory? Meaning, is this something that I need to do? Is this necessary to go this far? Or am I just going this far because I want to? And that's where you have to really sort of be careful with using or utilizing blood magic. If you have not made peace with those ancestors, if you have not made peace with your higher self and your lower self, you, my dears, will be setting yourselves up for big time failure. So these are the aspects of why blood magic is sort of a no-no. Because while people are using their menstrual cycle blood and they're using the phases of the moons, you have to remember, if you're doing a blood ritual during a super warm moon on October 30th, you have to undo that same blood magic during that same period of time. And whatever energy you use to manifest that blood magic, you have to be stronger than what you were when you created it, to break it. And I'll repeat that again. In order for you to break a lot of your blood magic and generational curses, you have to be stronger than what you were when you created it. So, if you started using blood magic and you were, oh, well, fuck them and fuck them and fuck them and watch this and watch that, and you really were not coming from a justified place, you did not sit with yourself, you did not answer the who, what, when, where, why, and hows, you did not ask your spirit guides for the lessons and the blessings, the pros and the cons, and then you did not realize the state of mind that you were in, or the cleanliness or uncleanliness state that you were in also. So when you guys are utilizing blood magic, when you're utilizing your menstrual blood, please be careful. Now, another reason why blood magic or sex magic is sort of a big taboo or no-no in the hoodoo voodoo community is simply because, me personally, and this is my personal opinion, I feel that any type of love work against somebody's will is still spiritual rape and molestation. Because now you are trying to magically conjure somebody into a situation that is not naturally for them. You're trying to force them to feel some type of way about you that naturally they don't. So if they're not seeing you in that type of light, they don't feel that way about you, but you're just, oh my God, I want my boyfriend back. Then technically, sweetie, the spirits have already told you that that is not your boyfriend. If you're going through this episode of, oh my God, my wife won't stay home. She won't stay home. She won't take care of the kids. She won't do any of this. Then, sweetie, clearly you have a situation to where that's not your wife. That's a situation. And you and her were literally brought together to manifest these beings. That's it. So when people are using their menstrual blood and sex magic against other people, you have to remember again, these people have their own spirit guides, you guys. They have their own spiritual courts. So just because you may be hard up for little dank to be your baby daddy and you just can't see life without him, I'm trying to tell you now, sweetie. One of the reasons that he's not coming back is because your ancestors, his ancestors, your spirit guides and his spirit guides, all of them got together when you decided to use your blood magic and your sex magic, and they all were like, no, 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 no. So therefore, it is not meant for you. So when you decide to go against the grain and you're going against what your ancestors have said, you're going against what your spirit guides are telling you, you're going against what the readers, the oracles, everybody telling you, no, leave it alone. Blood magic is not for you. Because once you do it, you have to be in that same energy. You have to be in that same set of mind. When you are setting those intentions, when you are releasing that energy. So if you are hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, I hope you know how to be 3 times stronger than that to undo it. You okay? If you put out the energy of woe is me and everybody is gonna pay, I hope that you can be 3 times stronger than that to undo the very thing that you just set into motion. What's wrong?
So I was speaking on the phone, I was trying to grab a pack and my hand went all the way back.
Yikes, you okay?
No, it hurts.
So you guys, that is another reason why blood ritual, blood magic, and sex magic, nah. Because a lot of you are not in a healed place in space. A lot of you are not ready to deal with responsibility. A lot of you are not ready to deal with repercussions of your actions. These are aspects of self that you are not ready to face. You are not ready to deal with. If somebody is telling you, hey, this relationship is not beneficial for you and you should move on, your first thought should be, okay, let me focus back on me. But instead, the energy does not go back to where it is needed. You send the energy where you want it. If you want that relationship, that is what your energy and focus is going to be on. And your ancestors are going to give that to you. In every raw shape, form, and fashion it may come in. So that means if you are hounding and hounding and hounding for a relationship and your spirit guides are telling you no, and you are still, but I want it, and now you're doing blood magic, you're using your menstrual blood, you're having sex on your period, you are now binding people into contracts, or what I like to call spiritual rape. You are spiritually raping people against their will, because you're not telling them what they're getting into by using the blood magic or having sex with you on your menstrual period. You're not giving them that freedom of choice to decide on whether that is something they want to do or not. You're not giving them that freedom of will to even choose if they want to stick with you or not. When you guys are doing blood rituals and sex magic, these are creating bonds and ties of energy in time and place and space. And if you are not strong enough to break the tie from the energy which it was created from, then this is not for you. If you have not started learning yourself and your ancestors first to see what you should and should not be fucking with, if you have not learned the history of your grandma and them, your aunties and them, why they single, or why none of the men in your family can keep a decent relationship, You might want to check your DNA. You might want to check your surroundings. You might want to check the people. Because these all play very heavy into blood magic, menstrual magic, and sex magic. If you are not ready to deal with the consequences of the actions of using these elements and binding people to you against their will, this is not for you. Number one, you shouldn't be wanting to bind anyone against their will to begin with, because that's not something you would want done to you. You wouldn't want to be in a situation where you're trying to get away from this person. And now here they come burying your drawers in the backyard because they want you and they need you. And now you've outgrown that person. You've outgrown that situation. You're trying to move on to a better place and space. But guess what? You're not going to be able to, because you guys have created a blood magic bond. You have created a menstrual blood tie. I would not go there if I were you.
Well, I was just going to play with the water fountain.
It doesn't work.
Dang.
So, if you guys have not done the healing, if you have not done the appropriate channels to do what is necessary, then no, sweetie, blood magic is not for you. Sex magic is not for you. The binding of people to yourself, if you are not strong enough to break that bond, no, this is not for you. So that is my spiel on sex magic, blood magic, and menstrual sex magic. Again, you guys, if you are not strong enough to break the bonds that you create when you are energetically pissy, or when you are on your rampage of, oh, I want her back, I want her back, I want her now. If you are not strong enough to release that person, this is not for you. And when I say release that person, I don't mean you just cutting cords or you just cutting ties and that's the end of it. No, sweetie. When you are done with something and someone, you are done. You cut them all the way off. There are no more, oh, well, I'm just concerned. Well, that's not your responsibility to be concerned. Oh, well, I hope they're doing well. Well, that's not your responsibility to hope that they're doing well. Now you are doing extra things in a situation, and you are conjuring that person to still be around you and to still absorb your energy in that presence, simply because you thought you were ready to let go and you weren't. And now you have this blood tie or this sex magic tie. So whenever you are energetically in that mindset, they're going to pop up. They're going to give you a call. You're going to bump into them because of the magic that you have now put out into the universe, but are not strong enough to break it and banish it. So again, you guys, if you are doing blood magic, sex magic, there are some beautiful benefits to using these aspects. When you are a healed person and you know how to become stronger to break those bonds. They're just like generational curses, guys. They're in the DNA. They are in the blood. If you are not strong enough to break that generational curse, if you are not strong enough to break that bond, this is not something that you should be doing. If you are using your menstrual blood, your cycles will literally be in tune to the phases of the moon. If you do not pay attention to the phases of the moon when you are doing your ritual work, this is not for you. So again, my guys, y'all know my motto. Namaste, you guys. But no, I'm going to stay over here.